Ladies and gentlemen, there are many people very upset with Eric Adams and these prepaid cards, which are already going to migrants, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the citizens don't seem to have a say. They can't vote on this, nothing. These politicians have already decided they're going to do what they want with your money. And right now, everything they want to do always pertain to something foreign or some war. But in regards to the actual citizens that make it possible to have taxpayer money, they conveniently ignore. So let's get into this story. So, New York City launches prepaid credit cards for migrant families. So, they're already getting these cards. Many of them already have the cards. Questions are mounting around the new pilot program that will give migrant families a reloadable prepaid card to buy food and supplies. The mayor's office says the city is partnering with Mobility Capital Finance to launch a new and more cost effective technology program to distribute the so called immediate response cards. The program will replace the non perishable food boxes given to migrant families staying in hotels like the Roosevelt. Right now, the city has contracts with food services that help provide food boxes to shelters. The program will start with 500 migrant families with children already living in short term hotels. City officials say that if the pilot program is a success, they would consider expanding the program to all migrant families staying in hotels. The cards can only be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores. The amount on the card would depend on the family size and any income they may have. So, of course, there are a lot of critics that are calling this out, especially taxpayers in New York, and I don't blame them. We're just giving this migrant population more free stuff at the expense of New York City taxpayers. This is what Councilman Joe Borelli told Fox 5 New York. But the mayor's office claimed the program would save New York City more than $600,000 per month, more than 7.2 million in a year. So, will these prepaid cards cost New Yorkers? According to the New York Post, this pilot program will cost the city $53 million. Isn't that amazing? But they don't have one red cent for reparations. Not one red cent. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just unbelievable. These people aren't even providing a real name or showing ID, but they have managed to get this stuff to these folks. Never forget that, especially when we talk about reparations and they turn around and ask, well, how is everybody going to get the money? How you going to decide who gets it and who don't? Well, you sure ain't asking those questions when it comes down to the migrants. And that's what you put in their face. At least us, you got a name. With the migrants, you don't technically have any name except for the one they're making up and telling you. Wow. New York City faces an overwhelming demand for food, and there have been many reports of food being wasted at local shelters. City council have held meetings examining the quality of meals being served at local shelters. And according to report, the food at some have been spoiled and rotten. Mayor Adams' office says the program would not only save the city money, but it would provide families with the ability to purchase fresh food based on their culturally relevant diets. Mhm. So I'm not going to be thankful that a program that was bloated and insufficient is somehow cheaper to just give away free money to people in hopes that they feed themselves. This is what Councilman Joe Borelli said. Immigration advocates think the city is deflecting. Purchasing food at a supermarket is not cheap anymore. And on top of that, they don't have kitchens. So, how are they going to purchase food that they want? So, they're saying these are the benefits, according to the mayor's office, in regards to these prepaid cards. Migrants will have the ability to purchase fresh food and save the city money. Families who sign up for the program will be required to sign an affidavit confirming that they will be using these cards for the intended purpose. And the city says anyone who violates the terms risk being removed from the pilot program. With all the crimes these migrants are committing, I doubt if they're even afraid of the city's threat. I'm just saying. Wow, y'all. This is unbelievable. You know, when we were on lockdown and in the beginning, people were getting supplemental pay along with their unemployment for $600. This government and these politicians complained about the citizens getting $600, which is not a lot of money, in addition to very low unemployment, right? You don't hear none of those same politicians complaining about all the money that's being thrown at these migrants. They complained about $600, but you don't hear them complaining about 1,000. Mitch McConnell's face was all in the camera, bitching and complaining. And all of these, oh, that's too much money. $600, that's too much money. People ain't going to want to work. How come he's not saying the same thing about the migrants? How come he's not running around here saying that these migrants won't work with all the money that you're giving them, like he said about the American people? You notice you don't hear from the same people that were whining and complaining. He was so upset. It was the Republicans that were so pissed off that people were getting $600. Now, keep in mind, they're getting 1,000, the migrants, right? They got so upset they cut it in half to $300 and complained about the $300. Y'all remember that? You don't see none of those same politicians, especially Mitch McConnell, who had his face all in the camera complaining about it. You don't see none of them now, do you? So I guess $1,000 a month is fine, but 600, that was just awful. Y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.